na ene ya ejaya o se Koku waka che me se Nyankopon adoma December meto odwan ma o ama odi Christmas me pe odwan ene ya me se ene ya wa se me boni nti ene ya na ejima de. So it has now become a subject of litigation in parliament. The only place to go and seek judicial interpretation is in the court. Because parliament is not a court. Parliament, it is not a court. In as much as they operate with their standing orders, their standing orders does not supersede nor override the constitution of Ghana. When he shoots the devil, he quotes the Bible. That it is written, say, oh, Nyankopon neba. Who refrees, poison, echo fema. Obema soro abofo abeso mu nti wonfa won nan it would agree. Sabe yi nyina mu ya si nyina mede wo ye na me pe a
mede ni nyina shawansa
and ono so can say it is written. The only say it is written bi wo ho ameso me ka say I put it to you. The court asem na e ka no. And I used to catch about that. I put it to you.
That is written.
That man cannot live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord. And in Timothy, it is written that Japa can get judgment. It is written that forcing can get judgment. And then people work Supreme Court and also work say it is written that the Supreme Court can give interpretation to the Constitution. What's the Monte here? Look, I've spoken to some NDC MPs, and they are not happy with what. In fact, a few minutes ago, Baku Koku, out of 137 MPs, I can tell it's only about 7 of our colleagues who are making their noise. The remaining 130, are you seeing us? We are not constituencies working. According to the electoral laws. 3 months before any general election, you cannot hold a by-election.
Oh, not just
na se ene na MP baako anansa na nka eye ene na ye nua John Kuma Yakobon fa ne kransie e no to fema anka ye ntumi nya by election waje so.
Okay.
Yeah, because
that's a merena ben general election.
Exactly, if you ntumi nya by election so nka a Jesus seat to be vacant till the next parliament.
Oh.
Yes, that is the law.
Kwakwe inti se etiefo beti wase na nka sesie ya speaker a declares our fall city no na nka che se won ye adwuma ma won mother parties bill.
So you are saying that those 4 constituencies do not have representation in parliament. That's what you are saying.
Inti na che se when I say we independent and we independent.
There be one parliament who can say to declare it vacant. It's more parliament credium. And from what I have picked up from parliament, both sides, yen side and one side no. One part say edana Bagbin eka assembly pono. When declare say minority abedani majority, na majority acquired minority. Ono ne didn't occur say I have declared the seat vacant. It's near majority then kofono greka say wono wabedani majority. Eye won sem say wonu man no e woreka. Enye sika na e ka kire won.
Memetiefo inni ahwefo nyina kwaba ede bakoda media TV so samre medidi ka kire eja ya odi asempa. Dwumade ya to ne din chekiremu na metena goma memma mu nkiremu de memetiefo ne ahwefo. Inti ne edi kan woroba so a na wa subscribe to Koda Media TV. Na oba so a dwumade ne rekoso no wa share na wonu abi nso anya bi atie. Na na yeden sab nkiremu be metiefo ne ahwefo. And then Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, Abansumani Bagbin, Odari Subembiedi, our Parliament, na akoye nchinu ahyew bebre na yekuwi ya ne se na esese parliamentarians ni bi ana majority side no what they want some kodang Supreme Court esanse Supreme Court na kwakoye mranim na mraba tampayin inti bribia to fe na wonte ase a one wama sa jurisdiction, so we go there for interpretation. Na wakoye no Supreme Court de tabron atu nsema esi parliament ne so enti akoye nsema yetoto na yebisa na yape bebia yede ne pomasi bi ebisi na mpanyin se kukuru ni jaya na keke nso ajai na isanse yepese hu nsem no mu njiremu nti ye wanim de fo a won akoro wa mamum na wonim de na wotimi kire nsem mu matiefo tiase obi ti se yenu Koku Anyidoho atifu pa na sem papa nti anopai yenu Koku Anyidoho bebobo sa nsem no ho nti zugbaso a na wayo waso din na watie ni ha yenu Koku Anyidoho ebeka nti ereko Ovagwaku ya mwako aba Koda Media TV so.
Yeah.
Na wontere.
Oh, nakupandum ade party.
Na wotwe mu no. Nsem bisi mrahye Bagbin. Na Speaker of Parliament. Honorable Speaker. You should need discretion. Our parliament na anya abojusem kra ochena na parliament betnase na esense Koda Media TV ya ma yetiefo ni hia na fata na ne to asum na eye adusuanti no basa na afrefre nimdifo bi na ye no wadi nkomo na wama nkyiremu enti anopai wani tia ne yakoso ana wati ne yakoso nyina enti ya kirefo hwew na mayenkyiremu kakra
well, thank you Ramadasi. Once again of course democracy and person and until economy and we are trying to build and strengthen the democratic pillars. And there every day, and I said, Dafufrone, Asema, Edebeba. It's in the institutions of state. So Asemneba, Yemfanko, na Inchirimu, Enye Juma. Democracy here, you will be a friend of separation of powers. The other side, any checks and balances. So the principle of separation of powers, but it comes to checks and balances. New level government, let me say, and I am part. So 3 arms of government: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Parliament, Eshemra. What's Shemra? What's it? President, executive. You have to be sworn in the presence of Parliament, who are the representatives of the people. The Chief Justice has to swear you in Parliament. That is the beginning of the checks and balances within the principle of separation of powers. That yes, maybe president and our mame and Kagana for na mame and Kadeni here say also be swimming in
you.
That's what baby do all this open president. And then is a Matuako flag staff or some now.
No boom.
That's all. More parliamentarians, Yatwama, Musumuba, Parliament, baby, Obia, no better. But because we cannot run the system like that, we have systems in place. And the president, yes, when in a way, oh, you need ministers, what's it? They should go for parliamentary vetting. What's it? Chief Justice, Nimres Sonoko, Nahum Jima, Sebeyi Chief Justice Supra, the president in consultation with the Judicial Council, Council of State 111, we are what's it? Uncle Parliament, my Parliament 4. one vetting the CJ and Sana. You have proven no sell CJ.
Yo.
Checks and balances. It's depending who are saying that MPs no will be on behalf of the people. Now, what is Parliament saying now? And I said, what is the majority saying? That one day Parliament now will want no other arm of government can come into their space when it is the case that there are excesses. That's the question. That was if Parliament is a house of its own rules. It is true. But the Constitution is supreme. You use your standing orders, and then you use precedents in the House. But ultimately, the Constitution is supreme. Then come on, what's the NEPA 4B?
Yo.
And a speaker, I declare one seat vacant.
Yo, honorable Amwakwensiama, Formula, and Kojo Esante, Suhum, Cynthia Morrison, Agona West, and Peter Yao, Wache Aka, and also Amefi Central. Now,
and also maybe Michael Kwesu be speaker.
You.
But the difference, I need a win here law. And he said, Satana is Yama, or Kase Obeko independent or Fomena. Minia John Boedu, or no, NPP4.
General Secretary.
One General Secretary. And now, party taking decisions, is Yama, say, or independent. And you never near Jumabium, or MPP. And what Chro Crack, they come as speaker.
Oh.
I said, yes, John Boedu Chro Krata as the General Secretary at the command Speaker Michael Kwe. That because say Isiama Ako file independent, saying that he will contest independent and possibly come into the next parliament as an independent MP. Yeah, MP before at this time, yes, your name is Jumablim. Your name is Tunkwanta Yapai.
Oh, Sana no go buy.
Sana no go buy. And because he came to parliament on the ticket of the MPP, and the party now says they won't do business with him, Michael Kwe had to follow certain procedures in that parliament. And that in those days, Mahama Yarega, I never decided any. There's enough records to show that he was even advising Esiama to go to the Supreme Court or to go to court to defy the orders of Michael Kwe. But of course, Esiama, yes, but Esiama chose not to go. And he said, fast forward, Oba Parliament 137. Now the MPP had to fall on Esiama. A whole, and what did two woeful? One woeful. Say, Ochinebia Banesa. Yanka say, no, be to quantaya pipe you.
A young relative can speak a view.
Because Obia ni Mochinasem.
You.
Anything you go on pebble this time around, no. Two parties need no. Assembly is you won't. So why is the NDC General Secretary not writing to Speaker say Aka, Amefi Central, one family for NDC?
You.
Yeah. And then I just include your own trust Morrison na Bakuno Suhumde no so one pound every MPP. And every parliament has a life of its own. So it is now Morrison on cast with free MPP.
David on cast on Chron command.
Asante on cast with free MPP.
David.
Aka on cast with free NDC. So in the life of this parliament, they came as MPP NDC, and they still remain MPP NDC.
Let's just say what I saw one mother party's name.
That's all. Niamoti can say, Ochinebi na nyakopon ya yadum near to about December. Now the new parliament is being sworn in on 7th January 2025.
That's what you mean we need.
Thank you. So a lot of possibilities. if it is possible, Ebe Musa. Any, a chairman say, Mede, I'm coming back to my mother party. And Asante na Morrison also yeko independent. Akaso say make independent. San komono yenyandi san komono. Oh ejaya December nakupon adoma meto ojama o ama we di Christmas. Na ene ya ejaya o say Koku waka che me say nakupon adoma December meto ojama o ama we di Christmas. Me pe ojane ene ya.
Listen, makoto mi jene and mention me tomatoes.
Me see ene ya wase me born into ene ya me jimadi. So it has now become a subject of litigation in Parliament. The only place to go and seek judicial interpretation is in the court. Because Parliament is not a court. Parliament, it is not a court. In as much as they operate with their standing orders, their standing orders does not supersede nor override the Constitution of Ghana. And they say what they call it on an ex parte motion. And the Supreme Court, and I say, per our interpretation, because you say you have declared the seat vacant. According to your electoral laws, no. 3 months before general election, it to be nearby election. According to the electoral laws, 3 months before any general election, you cannot hold a by-election.
Oh, not just say.
Na se ene na MP baako anansa nanka eye ene na ye nia John Kuma Yakubon fa ne grace e no to fe ma anka ye ntumi nya by election waje so.
Okay.
Yeah, because
that's a mirror ben general election.
Exactly, it ye ntumi nya by election so anka a Jesus seat to be vacant till the next parliament.
Oh.
Yes, that is the law.
Koku Inti se etiefo beti wase anka sese ya speaker a declares our false seat no na nka che se won ye adwuma ma one mother parties bill.
So you are saying that those 4 constituencies do not have representation in parliament. That's what you are saying.
Internet say we independence and we independent.
There be one parliament who can say to declare it vacant. It's more parliament tribune.
Oh.
And then come on. Also, we declare it vacant. So those people don't exist any longer in the scheme of things as parliamentarians.
That is one fewer one coffee.
That's all. They should just vacate. They should vacate parliament.
Hey.
No one came yet to abandon December. Now was swear in January next year. And you don't now to me we need one seat. Then they can come back to parliament. But for now, one seat is vacant. Until like Binumureka say we mathematics no sana. And after majority no abedi one side. And then come on.
Entina ye wura mutaka. What's parliament no enya himfie. Say a himfie dia. Ene nana timi ya ne opa biara. Nanso haide mmara na wodi ya adwuma. Internet say Speaker of Parliament na say oya dan ne ho titrintintin.
And it is surprising that he has been in Parliament since 1992. Since he started for Republican Democratic Dispensation, but from 92 no count.
You.
And on any first, so the oldest parliamentarian to become speaker, one. And already starting. Into what they call Supreme Court.
For interpretation.
And the Supreme Court has ruled up to now, Bagbin and Kasa. Yentina Noasim. And from what I have picked up from Parliament, both sides, yen side and one side no. One part say Edana Bagbin Eka Assembly Pono. When declare say minority abedani majority. Na majority acquired minority. Ono ne did not kind say, I have declared the seat vacant. It's in the majority. Then Kofono Greka say, "One no abedani majority." And you want some say one man and wareka. I guess you can catch it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They are saying that because the speaker has declared 4 seats vacant, why are mathematics now? One day no every 136 about 137 about 136. And I didn't know they know every 137 about 135.
That's the one away majority.
That is what they are telling themselves. Without the speaker declaring it so. And I want to believe. You see, I don't know. Common sensical. If you want, you think that Bagbin didn't know that the MPP will go to court? No, you think that Bagbin didn't know?
Only Papa.
And who does he know? Say Bagbin is NDC ni. And yet Bagbin and I read to a bandman as speaker. Obikofa ballot paper and I said
you.
And yet Bagbin
you.
So from day one, you know say Bagbin NDC. Until say, oh yeah NDC, so yeah NDC ni. And NDC for and the MPP for back home, you know, at that voting. What's what they I mean from what to man and and they say they say one vote we need speakership. Referees cry what that match in team or middle. And takwa. Mediama phone and Krofobi be bomb match or takwa. Hotel and Ame wanna referees every crime or babe referee match. It's really the football as them once and the Copa Arsenal Saturday at the toy ni yana Bournemouth. And a referee back on say Arsenal is my team. What that referee did is unprofessional. And I'm saying, you referee, you support Arsenal and also. So the referees are human beings like us.
That's right.
Human beings like us.
Well, goodness, electoral commissioner across all to Abao.
Good. So Bagbin is NDC. He's NDC.
And he will remain NDC.
He will remain NDC. So, and he's a human being. Say, small space, biaba. Now, me de mepe, ebe to be the bidia to ho. Ama, e diabo amen crofona. Adena menye.
You.
It's my knowing very well, say, my ruling cannot be final. But to satisfy my party people, now, Tinebi Obi and Kazemi Bagbin be speaker no. Man, yes, I deal with a mammy party to my. But be here, no be mean say there. Court battle wo.
Ni pebi be ko ho.
Ni pebi be ko ho ke. Wo ko ho na court ni rule a. O ti na ko NDC meeting a. Hina no ti maka jam say me manya baduma yi.
You.
Me here maduma.
Na mo
na sa court no.
Emre nchirechire mu na aba.
Sa court no. And na court na buegu. Enti mu fa mo nibre enko dan court no. Ni to be fan for politics ne so say Supreme Court re MPP politics.
Na just only the
nanu ye waha. And na court rule say atu force in the case. Atu force edinkunim. Oh say that panic case.
I know the name, Papa.
Oh, say, so why? When it suits you, so when it suits the devil, he quotes the Bible. And it is said, when it suits the devil, he quotes the Bible. It is written. No. And I can copy Jesus Christ, at the kingdom, it is written. Someone him say it is written. Me too, I'm telling you that it is written. When he shoots the devil, he quotes the Bible. That it is written, say, oh, you're not on the bar. Who refrees, poison, echo fema. Obama saw about for Abeso Moon, 219, and it would agree. Sabra, we are seeing in a day. We are near me pair.
Medina,
and also, what can say it is written. The only say, it is written, do what I must make. I put it to you in the court, I said, I know. And I used to catch a boss. I put it to you.
That is written.
That man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord. And in Timothy, it is written that Japa can get judgment. It is written that forcing can get judgment. And I'm people who work Supreme Court and also work at it is written that the Supreme Court can give interpretation to the Constitution. So tomorrow they say they are going to go and they will go and sit on the side of the majority. Let's go and see it, because obviously the majority has gotten a ruling from the Supreme Court.
An clearance.
And see, after mark in Beja any seat, Amawo at the first work coordinator.
NC.
It's a monko. And they say, NC, but Asia. Say you will be a TV soup.
Yo, Namibia.
Parliament, our record.
Yo.
One bring more parliament or China. Here, I home. Sasana be banana. One banking got one come by this time at the point say. No be a warm up training.
You.
Obiango gym no go training.
Ochra Jack Chan.
Aha! Santon can do now one crop no. Kill any blowman.
You.
Na wonyi ni yenhwe na krom no kra yedin yenhwe tini o parliament yenhwe ni ani ho de o parliament no onye ni obeye at the end of the day the work on to parliament it doesn't stop the economy from running.
David
and get doctor phone work or strike and get ECG phone work or strike and get driver phone work or strike ya na eto abama wo it is obeko parliament ho china akogu eni o eni mate okogu eni mate. And they should go back to their constituents and go and seek re-election. That is up to them. But the point we are making is, why does Parliament and America say, I can tell you on authority. That, look, I've spoken to some NDC MPs, and they are not happy with what. In fact, a few minutes ago, Baku Kachem is Koku, out of 137 MPs, I can tell it's only about 7 of our colleagues who are making their noise. The remaining 130, are you seeing us? Where are our constituencies working?
Wow, look at this.
Yes, where are our constituencies working? It is tomorrow that the parliament is sitting, you will see us there. But for now, that press conference they say they held on Sunday, how many people did you see at the press conference? Most of us are in our constituencies, thinking about our victory. So much. Ochina, Enebehu, Killer, Nibluman.
Not just Ochina, if you wouldn't do a Kramobetu.
Thank you. Sebe, Anuhu, there were no you, and they did the software. Anka preko your popo room.
So no, no.
Thank you.
Anka
preko the pope.
Anka Rumpur Wabo Kran Cabaya with you.
Nankanya pro Benedict, the pope. Anka preko no the pope. I'm telling you, Vatican.
So you know,
Nano, exactly. It is Sebe, and yet Anuhu and the Democratica. It is near Wapa Kana Bonting, our day of propaganda. And they say, Yam Pini, and I then what do Parliament or China? No, and then you have the marshals of Parliament, our Parliament police. Also, one day no marshals.
Oh, me put a man and tea so China, Memma Bacoho.
And I make us say, Sebe, Obek Badeka, ye no na family, Avuvale Jonah, Nano, Koku, and I say monkey. On no what quiet more. Na before the next comment, every year. Macramana Baquayano, Wabetreno, Abra, a DB, our quiet, would they wait to be a baby arm from my own crama or not from my Abba. Bereka say, you know, Navama. Here, Avuvale Jonah. And more, yes, the days are, and what will happen, the basic. Now, the Republic of Ghana, I had to Obama, the Binum say they are in charge of the state. What they want bomb, I know by. And I make say anopai yeah side 137. Obi amami inside information say out of the 137 it's only about 7 people who are doing what they are doing.
Oh, ni person pen 100 and then no.
Good. It is a Moody Parliament. Of course, say when you know vote into every Ochina would do parliament. Say cameras for
you.
Into one say na Uswan Libya. Obeka say now we do that no. No, I call constituency, I call catching no say. When you know, on no Judas Mamma to Abamano. And there, Ochina Ubehu Hanya Kakredi.
You.
What the party? What the party? In the middle of Hanya Kakredi. But beyond that, to Kosia Kumani Moa. But I am saying, say, a bit of kita Supreme Court, and I'm saying, and Monday, because Friday, and a Supreme Court boo atenga, and I went to me on service speakers on Friday now. And then I know service speaker.
And
to the clerk of parliament.
And speaker Chere said, one Mrano, this is Jordan Kwan over to me as seven.
Thank you, Inti, and Jordan. Or best ever clerk of parliament.
And Primpo Equadada.
Thank them, sir. Inti, there, not speaker, of course, so Nadoli and Necra, or Obeba parliament.
Obaba the Nechi.
I didn't count. Inti answer now, Ube Robu. I went the way in Sebet now. I couldn't go much now. What they are not true. I didn't. It is speaker, Omar. No man can try or no speaker no. On first Supreme Court decision no any to mind Wombongo. Indeed, MDC for one sovereign court na ha. 9 people for one sovereign free and court na ha. Na the BCC of parliament. Na me they come in kwa. Nanka wa lock puni na.
Or something I go to kum.
That I come in kwa nanka near local puni na one parliamentarians no. One ka parliament ho. Survival of the fittest. Last man standing.
And get two on Prum.
Not after last man standing.
No what queen or bra.
Last man standing, no capacity, no. Last man standing.
Oh, God.
7 days democracy, no. Until last man standing. Say, we don't see one first Supreme Court.
You
one last man standing.
But I hope Ochina they will be honorable.
No, I mean say in common but the point we are making is that we won't get there. I don't believe we will get there.
I hope that tomorrow there will be honorable people.
The point I'm making is that we cannot be in a banana republic. We cannot be in a society without laws. So the laws of the land will work. And I believe that tomorrow the speaker will rule at the beginning of sitting and state it categorically that honorable members, pursuant to so. I have been served, for which reason the Supreme Court has stayed my ruling. And you wait and see. At the end of the day, I believe that sanity will prevail. But something I heard this morning, which disturbs me a lot. And they say, Mahama Yarega, honestly a lawyer.
Boku Central.
Boku Central. Interview via Oma Joy. Nankasa meba MFA or interview no Joy. Okay, and I'm very disturbed. Also, the Supreme Court judges are not knowledgeable.
Ebi.
Oh yes, and that if they were knowledgeable, they wouldn't have given the ruling that they gave. Mahama Ayarega, you are my brother. You are my friend. You are a lawyer.
Koku,
I am not a lawyer.
Is that not an indictment? It
is not only an indictment. It is an insult. It's an affront. It's not an indictment. Actually, there's a difference between indictment and affront. This is an affront to the Supreme Court of the Republic of Ghana. SCJ, Equia, what not a clear get to talk on. She presided herself. So when you sit down as a lawyer, a member of the bar, enrolled by the General Legal Council, and you sit and you exhibit so much disrespect towards the Supreme Court of the Republic of Ghana, you disdain your own profession. If he's not careful, the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council will invite him for hearing. And if in our day, Dominica, of course, Supreme Court after the Okopacho, and up to now, because every profession will not take it lightly when a member of the profession is the one who seeks to disdain the profession. And if you are not one of us, and it's out of ignorance, okay, BB, I had a better. But when you are one of us,
lawyer, and
you are not ignorant of the law, but because of petty, partisan, political, parochial reasons, you decide willfully to disdain the profession. The profession will disdain you first. And if you're not careful, they will disdain you and disown you first. That is why you have the General Legal Council, which enrolls lawyers. And at any point in time when they think that your acts and your actions and your utterances are in contravention with the ethics of the profession, they can take your name off the register of lawyers.
And invoke your license.
Of course. I said, I'm saying, yeah, you say you want your license. When they don't know the full facts of the matter. It is a say, what the lawyer back license for illegal and unlawful conduct. Does it mean that we should collapse the whole legal profession?
David.
So, I'm saying, I'm not to be a wrong thing, sir. Does that mean that we should collapse the whole small-scale mining sector when people are doing responsible mining? So this is where Ayariga is. I heard him myself this morning. So just 2 weeks ago, Sam George, also or the Koku Supreme Court premises, what did the Supreme Court justices attempt? They wanted to invade the court.
And
he said the Association of Judges and Magistrates, a year who press conference. I can't say we remember our recent history when judges were attacked, intimidated. That recent history, their history. NDC for PNDC for your history. And I say AFRC history. 3 high court judges. Kofi Antoata, you name me a year on. And he said, Mofraibu, yes, Murias, Adi, na Eribie Krubiso.
You.
Because at the end of the day, we got an astute lawyer, a legal luminary, a law professor. Obedi Yeni, and Onya to be mine. So over the years, we have tried to build bridges with the legal fraternity. Unfortunately, under John Dramani Mahama, all the bridges that President Mills built, John Mahama has succeeded in burning all the bridges. So where do we go from here?
Koku, you're not for listening, Uncle. I'm in Central.
And I don't know I'm in Central.
I'm in Central.
I'm in Central. MP no Akano, so can independent. Oh yeah, MP are correct for independent.
You. Na a demonstration be akoso ho.
Dabe.
Nane 4 days. Say one prima electoral commission and be conduct election bia wo ho December 7th.
Aden.
Esan say Ghana Asha 1 na yamma wanko parliament ntino ya dia wo be pene nti nene.
Oh, but yeah, that one. So we are coming back to the same conversation. I am running. I am running the and electoral commission going by what is in our law books, has declared that somebody has been disqualified. Ballot papers, you are printed. It is some on 7th December, we're to a bar. Then the law will deal with you.
No,
the law will deal with you. So, and it is not a way. Some of these things matter. Hey, a guy, what's not do the chain or the get here? The Amidibay Yabu, the Amidibay Yabu. Hey, the Amidibay Yabu. Are they chin? A guy, I'll say, maintenance in your hand. When you lose over one my advance notice. It's me by no security for Ufianano. Me buy no. They are there. Some pay me no monko. And I say me who omuna. E jam who said there be a day way and that permitting. Who they judging? Who they say? They be sent share you.
You know what's a makauti.
Exactly, and I'm here. You can call it. So as for this noise, as for the noise, they can make it. Why? They are allowed. But when the D-Day comes, let's see if they'll be able to stop the election from taking place. Some come away now, who could do one come up it will be pointless because why? For now, they have a right to gather and they have a right to speak. But when the time comes, let's see whether they'll be able to stop the election management body from running an election in the constituency. So as for that one, who did come up here?